Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to check fresh release from Zvezda. It's a kit in 1/35 scale, and it's quite interesting because it copies Soviet artillery tractor STZ-5. It's a completely new tooled kit, and we have a commercial sample here, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review, so we are going to check it together. And by the way, this kit was let's say bought with your help, with help of your donations, and I would like to say separate thank you for this. And you can notice that box size is not that huge here in comparison with my hand, and even though this is a 1/35 scale kit, it's still quite tiny. We have really nice box art here, and kit number is 3663. Here we have also some safety advices and also small paints map here, as you can see, as well as the decals map, and we have some information about the kit. So there are 273 parts inside, and finished model will be 11.8 centimeters, so it's quite impressive amount for such small model. Here on the opposite side you can see also some other kits from the same brand, and I think they should be familiar to you. We checked some of them, so you can find a YouTube video on our channel. And here on the rear side you can see also a short history note, again some information about the model, and of course assembled model here in case you would like to see how it looks in the finished state. As usual, box comes sealed, so I'm going to cut through this sticker and we will take a closer look together. So just give me a second, let's open it, take out this cardboard box which is hidden inside. It's somehow tight, so I'm going to do it off the camera. So here it is, and inside we should have all parts sealed in a plastic bag, just like any other Zvezda kit. So here you can see it, and I can see that plastic parts come in a dark green. It doesn't mean that you can assemble this model without painting. It's just a, let's say, feature of this kit. And by the way, the overall amount of this spruce is quite impressive for this tiny kit, so it will be really interesting to see what was actually copied with, let's say, that many parts. So now I'm opening the plastic bag, just give me a second. Let's take out all the frames and we will start one by one. So first of all, we have this sprue. Let's zoom in as much as we can. Maybe I'll open the lenses a bit. So here you can see that we have parts for the rear section. We also have roof of the front cab, and I can see some parts for the chassis. So if I zoom in, you can see that all these parts, they look really nice. I'm not sure why the white balance on the camera went southwards, but you can see that these are actually green parts. And we also have clean molding quality, so there are no flash or any other possible molding damage. Okay, so that was the first part. And by the way, if I flip it over, here inside you can see some features or framing on the roof, which is also a nice touch, even though here we have some push marks, but they will not be visible because this is a closed version as far as I remember. Next we continue with more parts for the rear section. Note that these wooden panels, they do not have any wooden texture on them, so in case you would like to replicate a bit more interesting appearance, then you'll have to go for some painting and weathering techniques. But all in all, everything looks fine. I can zoom in again so that you can check these parts, and I think with due care you will be able to get a smooth joint between this tarp panels, let's say. Note that also towing cable is provided as a plastic part, which might be good for some modders. Some modders will not be that happy, but it's easy to replace with a metal part in case you would like to. And again, by the way, here we have some push marks, and I'm not sure if they will be visible, but you can see that they're present here. There is no point in hiding them. Next we continue with two identical plastic sprues. Here they are. So they carry all the parts for the drivetrain. I will show you only one because they carry the same set of parts. And first of all, we have plastic tracks here, which is really good. They're pre-shaped. These are, let's say, well-defined track length, so it's just a matter of combining them together. And maybe these plastic parts will be a really good material for some weathering, because as you know, this is a way better thing to have than typical vinyl addition in some other kits. Know that all road wheels, all tensioners and other parts that are molded separately, so it should be also a good thing for some, let's say, weathering ideas. Maybe you would like to replicate a damaged vehicle, maybe something else. And suspension might be a bit tedious to assemble, not only because of the tracks. Tracks are provided as a length. It's more of suspension parts of the drivetrain parts, and they will require some due care in order to get the right alignment. Next, we continue with the front cap panels. So due to its boxy design or boxy structure, it is assembled out of separate panels, but it's good to see that we have separate doors. It will be handy with some figures and maybe for some dioramas. Here you can see, for example, the front panel. And overall, I really like how this kit is designed. I think it should be easy to assemble all this stuff together. And of course, there is some space for, let's say, weathering of all these parts and openable doors. It's definitely an advantage of this kit. By the way, here you can take a look from the opposite side. I can see that there are some guiding elements. They will be helpful in order to align everything properly. And last but not the least is this sprue with some parts for the drivetrain. So I'm not sure if the engine is actually included here, because I have not seen it on the previous sprues, but still what we get here is a really good, I would say, detailing for such small model, even though it comes in a 1/35 scale. And next we have a separate Ziploc bag with a clear sprue, so just give me a second. Actually, we have clear sprue together with a decal sheet, but first of all I will show you clear sprue. So here it is. Let's maybe close the camera a bit. So here we have all the necessary glasses and parts for the headlamps, but as usual for Zvezda we do not get any masks, so I wonder if we will see any aftermarket for this purpose. Next we continue with the decal sheet. So this one comes in a nice printing quality. I think it should be easy to apply all these symbols. We even have these dials for the interior, so that's also a good addition. And next we have some safety devices. It's not important. What is important is the separate marking guide. So as you can see, kit actually allows us to build the this vehicle with the closed or open rear section. And here we have first marking option, as far as you can see. Actually, these are two marking options, and that's pretty much all. So in case you would like to copy something else, you will have to find some reference material which will actually give you an idea on what to do. But that's not all. We have assembly manual, so here it is. Let's close the lenses, maybe zoom out a bit. And you can see it's a black and white brochure. And actually we have three assembly options. As you can see, one completely open, another one with the frames for a tarpaulin, and another one with a closed section. It will be up to you which one you would like to choose, but it's definitely a good thing for some diorama builders. Next we continue with the parts map, and assembly process starts. So engine is actually included here. As you can see, it's assembled out of separate panels. It's quite an interesting, let's say, power plant, but there are a lot of features copied. Obviously you can also add some wiring, but another question will be how to expose it on the finished model, because as far as I remember, the front cap cannot be tilted, so you should consider it while working on this kit. Next we continue with the rear wheel drivetrain port. I can see that exhaust is being installed here, some suspension parts. Then we continue with all the road wheels and drive sprockets, tracks, and then we start working on the front cap. So with the front cap, I can see we have quite an interesting sequence, because as you can see, manufacturers suggest to assemble the main section first and then to install the frontal section, and then continue with the side panels with the separate doors. Just to remind you, they're molded as a separate part, so you can open them, and only then we proceed with work on the rear section, where you can actually choose three assembly options, as you remember, which are quite nice to have out of the box. So here you can see this choice between assembly options, and the last step is the fuel tank, which will be installed behind the front cab. Quite an interesting design, I would say, to have the fuel tank right on the exposed space. Nevertheless, this STZ-5 should be already available, and you can get it in any good model shop. Again, I would like to say thank you for your donations which made this review possible, and of course I will be happy to hear your opinion about such release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.